So you open up Blue Hill Universal. We already opened it up. It loaded. You start by going to test, and you follow the steps. So we're going to test this dog bone sample. You can choose a new method or choose an existing one. There's one here that I made. It's a tension demo, so you can click on that and it will kind of set up a normal dog bone sample. It says to set the travel limits. So on the machine, there's this safety guard you can open up. This moves up and down, so you press the button to kind of adjust your starting point. And then these are the travel limits. So when it tests, you don't want it to go too high or too low. You can turn the knob and kind of adjust where you want your travel limits to be. So if this hits this travel limit, it'll stop the machine automatically. Let's load the sample. So you open up this top part to loosen it. And also this bottom part. You just want the dog bone sample to fit nicely at the widened parts, and this is a little bit too high, so I can make that lower. This dog bone sample is just like a standard sample size that looks like a dog bone, and then you can use different materials like this brass type, or this is acrylic that we'll test today. So it looks kind of good here. You rotate one way to tighten it. Make sure it's just like a snug fit, not over tightened. It really just holds it in place. There's also some grooves, so it indents onto the sample, so it's like a permanent indent. I'm not over tightening it, just like hand tight. Also make sure that these are on. They prevent this actual clamp from falling off. That's how you install the clamp onto the machine. Okay, so the travel limits are set. Press OK. This graph loads up, which is a force displacement graph, and you have the actual displacement and force shown on the screen. You have to zero this, so click on it and press 0, and then balance for force, so you start off with 0. You can change the units here, and also on this graph you can change units. Right now it says kilonewtons and millimeters. We can leave it at that. And let's go to the next step. So you go from one step to another. The next is method. So you can go in order to make sure that your settings are correct. So general is okay. Sample, you can describe what you'd like here. The specimen is the actual specimen we loaded up. So you can change the thickness of it, the width. Measurements will show like what is being measured. Go to test control and test. Then you can choose the rate of like the pulling. So this says displacement rate is going to be 10. Let's try 10 millimeters per minute. You can also change the units here. And that's pretty much what you need to set it up. You can go back to test, and then just so you know, you can do multiple specimens down here, but right now we have this one specimen. Alright, now we just start the test, and we should expect a graph that kind of goes up in a linear way, and then you can see like the yield. So press start, and it's literally starting to pull apart the acrylic piece now. You can see the force is approaching 2 kilonewtons, the displacement's already at 3 millimeters. We heard a crack, and the test automatically stops, and you can see, I'm going to pull this open now that the test has stopped. Like it failed at that point. So you can take this out. And then this top part too. So there's the test sample. Then on the screen you have your graph. You can export this by going to this export button, export it as a CSV file. Then you can save it to a USB drive or to the desktop and then drag that over. So it's literally just like an Excel file that you can make. Then you can also change whatever you export in here in the report settings. So you can export this graph if you like into like a document. When you're done, you can test multiple samples here. So let's add another sample and then do all the settings again. You can hide some of the samples so we have multiple graphs on here. Export all of them into one Excel sheet. But when you're done, that's it. So you can save this test if you want. I'm not saving this sample or anything. And on Excel, you can find like the peak or add some extra graphs.